All right, and our last topic of discussion today, and the big beefy one that we're going to talk about, obviously, given the events that are going to transpire later this week, is the Super Bowl, aka the Kelce Bowl. Now, I'm going to do a million episodes, and you might even say I already have done a million episodes on the Super Bowl and everything like that, but I got more coming. Don't worry, I'm still yet to give my official predictions and what I think is going to happen, and I got another banger video coming for you guys in a few days if all goes well with certain people that I'm going to try to go with. But um, today I want to talk about the Kelce Bowl and specifically Jason and Travis Kelce. So, as I mentioned before on this podcast, I would highly recommend checking out the New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce. They do a great job. They've done a great job all year. And recently this week, they actually had their mom and their dad on their podcast talking about the Super Bowl, which is just peak content. Like, I wish I could have something as good of that one day. To have two brothers in the Super Bowl on different teams interview their mom and dad before the Super Bowl, just fantastic. Like, it's awesome. Um, so there's a lot of good little nuggets in there. If you guys want to check it out, I'd highly encourage it. Um, but yeah, so I want to talk about kind of the Kelsey Bowl and everything going on there. So let's talk about, I guess, their careers at this point, right? Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey have both won a Super Bowl. So really, this is just they're tied right now. So this is for ultimate bragging rights. I think Travis, as an individual player, has had more success. He's got more All Pros. I think he has more Pro Bowls. He's definitely set more records because offensive linemen don't really set records. But Travis Kelsey he's I think in the battle of the brothers, I think he's winning right now. However, if the Eagles pull this off and the Eagles win, I think Jason Kelsey has bragging rights. I mean, I'd rather have more Super Bowls and a little bit less accolades than And it's not like Jason Kelsey's a bum and Travis Kelsey's a stud. They're both studs. I think Travis Kelsey's just a little bit above him. But again, to be a both studs and to have one more Super Bowl, I'd take that. Um, but yeah, so obviously this week is Super Bowl media week, and so everybody's been asking questions and everything. And there was a really cool moment, and like this one, like really, I actually showed my mom this. There was a moment where Donna Kelsey, their mother, um, they were like both on the stage with Michael Irvin, I believe, and she just brought him a bag of like baked cookies. Like, come on, like that's just the coolest shit ever to have like a mom just come in and bring their son cookies. And of course, she's got the in the front Travis jersey, in the back Jason jersey. That's really cool. I actually remember back in the day, Devin and Jason McCourty. I believe it was when he played on the Titans, but I'm not sure. It was split instead of being split front and back. It was split down the middle, and it said McCourty, and it was the Titans and the Patriots, like the two of them right there. Um, like that's just really cool shit. Like I love seeing that. I'm sure the Watts have done something like that. I'm sure the Bosa's have done something like that. Like if you really think about it, there's a lot of brother duos in the NFL, and it makes you think like, hey, maybe half of being an NFL player is just having like god tier genetics. That's the reason I didn't make it to the NFL. Obviously, I mean, if I was a Watt or a Bosa or a Kelsey, like I would definitely be playing in the Super Bowl right now too. But that's not me complaining or being salty by any means. Definitely not. But seriously, like I think it's really cool, like how many brother duos there are that are in the NFL, and how much like family. Like you always see these guys like the Watts and the Bosas and the Kelseys and the McCourtys. They have great family structure. I think that's great, and I think that part of the reason why I loved the podcast this week for their episode was it highlighted like their family and how supportive they are and how much they love each other. And I think that's really cool. Like that's a really cool message. Um, and it's really cool to see like the family supporting these boys and growing them up and everything like that and loving on them and helping them chase their dreams. Like that's just really cool. That's really cool shit to me. So hats off to the Kelsey parents. You guys did a great job raising your sons. Now, in terms of the game that they're going to play, one more nugget, by the way. I actually forgot to mention. Of course, as all siblings would do, they tried to make their mom pick. Chiefs, Eagles, whatever. She actually had a really good point that she said two things that I thought that I actually really liked. She said, "A, you guys have both won your Super Bowls, so at this point, she basically said that she's playing with house money. Like whoever wins is great for her, because she's already seen each one of her boys win a Super Bowl. So it's they both got theirs, right? A. B. They asked her again, like Chiefs, Eagles, Chiefs, Eagles, who are you rooting for? She said offense. And I thought that was the most mic drop, like leave the Zoom call moment that she could have said. She said offense. And they were like, damn. And then they really tried to make her make a decision, and in classic mom fashion, she would not pick one of her sons. So, hats off to Donna. She's been all over this week. She's been on like Good Morning America. She's been everywhere talking about her boys. So, hats off to her. But again, in terms of the actual game, I think she's going to have a lot to root for. I think these two offenses are great, and ironically enough, I think Travis and Jason are two of the key important members of both of their offenses. Travis is going to be one of the biggest pass catchers, especially with Miko Hardman out, Kadarius Toney, Juju banged up, and then Jason Kelce. Obviously, those Eagles, they run the ball a lot, and um, in that scheme that they run, centers are very very important. So they're both going to be very important roles. They're both going to be very very important in their own schemes. So going into the Super Bowl, I'm going to kind of, I guess, preview it, and then kind of see what we're rocking with. I don't want to give my predictions yet. Again, it's too early. Like it's Tuesday. I'm recording this on Tuesday morning. It's Tuesday. I'm probably gonna wait till Thursday, Friday. Let me check my schedule. Yeah, so my Friday podcast episode will be my full. It'll be my full kind of predictions. So I'm not gonna do that yet, but I'll just give you guys a quick little rundown of it, really quick. All right, guys. So I'd say for this segment, we